My son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison.
Stand by right here for me. 32, I'm 10 extend, 1 detain. Spread your legs slightly. I just need to pat you down.
Don't be in this. Wait till I come back in the market late night, and then it's just you, and I slap you up. Yeah. You trying to act off, son? All like this in front of all your people. Tell your mama I said Happy Mother's Day, and then Karen in my face and shit. Like what?
T.I. is watching his worst fears come true, and the painful part is that he predicted it years ago. Back in 2022, the rap legend sat his son King Harris down and warned him straight, if he did not slow down and change his ways, prison would be waiting. Now, just 2 years later, those words sound less like advice and more like a prophecy unfolding in real time.
Yes, sir.
There's one in the way.
Does your buddy have one as well? Alright, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You gotta take.
There's no safety.
You take
okay. Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. You'd step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. Alright, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna be at the church. Alright, I appreciate you being full, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't sure this.
Just take a step to the side for me.
At this moment, King is staring at the possibility of spending up to 5 years in prison. For anyone paying attention, it should not come as a shock. The warning signs were impossible to miss: reckless driving, public fights, flaunting guns, and controversial music videos. It all built up like stepping stones to this point. And now, with King being a new father, the timing could not be more devastating. Instead of being at home with his newborn, he is facing the kind of courtroom drama that could take him away for half a decade. The breaking point came in October 2024, when King lost control completely. Behind the wheel of his BMW, he pulled out of a gas station and nearly smashed into a police cruiser.
My son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had that conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Cause I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out.
That was bad luck and bad judgment colliding at the same time. Officers wasted no seconds stepping in. The moment they approached the car, the smell of weed hit them, and a gun was sitting right on King's hip. At that point, there was no debating what came next. He was going to jail. But the situation turned even darker once they ran his name.
So what I'm saying is, they wasn't
talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
That old 2022 warrant came back like a ghost he could not shake. The one he thought was gone for good. Back then, he got busted for speeding, driving on a suspended license, and even a DUI. Instead of handling it in court, he skipped out. That choice sat in the background for years like a ticking time bomb. By 2024, it finally went off. The leaked arrest video, nearly half an hour long, spread everywhere in minutes. First Badge Chronicles, then Vlad, and soon every corner of the internet had it.
Treat mine like you treat yours.
Why y'all got so much time, bro? Why y'all always gotta have?
What is it about
It's not illegal to have.
Well, in the manner in which you portraying in the lifestyle, it don't look legitimate, sir.
Cause I'm not supporting no whole. I'm not
Ain't
supporting.
doing.
I'm not.
What kind of parent don't support their kids and they'll goddamn slide?
Bigger than you.
Popping it. If they got over there. So the prayer pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised their hand? Somebody got to raise their hand.
I've been seeing him around too there a lot.
You gonna raise your own hand?
I've been seeing him around too like that.
Well, when you got
It ain't get ain't.
I know that.
When y'all got
around those people, they call it's not in possession of and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony.
Yeah.
Thank you. Amen. It's free.
The footage was almost unbelievable. Officers yanked him out of the car, unclipped the gun from his waistband, cuffed him tight, searched him, and shoved him into the backseat of the patrol car. What caught everyone's attention was King's attitude. He was not panicking, not yelling, he just looked annoyed, like he already knew the fight was over. One cop even admitted later that King stayed respectful through the whole thing, and that detail only made the internet go even crazier.
A lot of people hit me up like, King, I know you tired. You ain't getting no sleep. And the truth be told, before this look, I ain't been getting no sleep. You know what I'm saying? I just been outside working, lifestyle. You know, lifestyle just lifing. You know what I'm saying? And, but now I'm damn sure not getting no sleep. This up every morning, and then around the morning time, he like to do that little live concert I be doing with him. And, he like to walk around the house.
Because when you are the child of a hip-hop icon, every slip becomes a spectacle. One week you are flashing jewelry on Instagram, the next you are locked inside DeKalb County Jail while millions watch online. For T.I., that must have cut like a knife. Back in 2022, when King first started unraveling, Tip went live on Instagram. He spoke not only as a father but as someone who had already lived the mistakes his son was racing toward. He warned, plain and simple, time will be his teacher. Now, time is teaching King the hardest lesson of all, a possible 5-year bid.
Man, get out.
So I ain't know
Get
Tupac
out.
was an actor.
Get out.
I thought that was a lookalike Tupac. And
What are you talking about? You never seen Juice?
yeah, I did. I thought that was a lookalike Tupac.
What about when they say Tupac Shakur on the screen?
I ain't see that.
Come on, bro. What are you talking
I don't
about?
watch the credits.
How could you embarrass me like this?
Once clips of King's arrest started trending, fans dug up that old video of T.I. warning him, and the reaction exploded. Some swore Tip had spoken it into existence, like he cursed his own son with the prophecy. Others felt nothing but sympathy, imagining how painful it must be to watch your child's downfall coming and still be powerless to stop it. Either way, the internet agreed T.I. saw this storm coming long before it hit, and truthfully, the red flags had been waving for years. Who could forget the Waffle House incident in 2022? That was the night people realized King was sliding down a dangerous path.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of woosah yourself outside of the public opinion. Then I think, you know, because I tell you what, I have the greatest, most extensive family photo album. I can document and like, I could go back to when King was Eris's age. I can go back to when Major was my granddaughter's age.
The footage from that Waffle House incident showed King shouting at staff, blowing the situation way out of proportion. What he thought made him look tough only made him come across as spoiled and hot-tempered. Even T.I. could not defend it. He went live afterward, admitting he was baffled, saying he could not understand why his son would stop everything just to argue with a short-order cook. That was a turning point for many fans. It showed how far King was drifting, picking pointless fights just to prove something that did not need proving. Then came the gun controversy. Nobody forgets the day T.I. and Boosie had to step in and check their sons on camera. King and Boosie's son, Tootie Raw, were shooting a music video, but instead of focusing on lyrics, they filled the set with guns like it was a trap house instead of a studio. That clip spread online instantly. You can even hear T.I. saying, "Why are you carrying guns when there are girls right here?" He was not yelling or cursing them out. He was speaking from experience, trying to lay out the blueprint so they would not repeat the mistakes that almost destroyed his own life. He reminded them that just one bad move with a gun or even drugs in the wrong place could land them in a cell for years. Fans actually praised both fathers for stepping in, calling it refreshing to see them guide their kids instead of ignoring the behavior. But the problem was King did not take it in. He heard the advice, but it never sank deep enough. He was chasing the image, the street energy, even when danger was right in front of him. And it was not only his public actions that had people talking. His personal life was just as loud. When word spread about his girlfriend, known as Big Nana, the internet went into overdrive. Rumors claimed she was much older than him, and critics wasted no time piling on. Some accused her of being with him for money, others called her a groupie chasing a payday. The age gap fueled endless gossip, but King leaned into it without hesitation. He threw her a baby shower, proudly posted about the pregnancy, and when their son was born in November 2024, he could not stop bragging. He even released a track titled Dear Son, writing about stepping into fatherhood, and captioned a post with, November 5th, 8:09 a.m. Welcome King Jr., time to take over. For a moment, it looked like fatherhood might finally ground him. Maybe raising a child would push him toward better choices. But reality came crashing back fast. While King was cradling his newborn, the arrest video was spreading online, reminding everyone that trouble had already caught up with him. The wildest part of King Harris's story is how it all unfolded like a movie people had already seen before for years. Fans, bloggers, and even his own father warned that the road King was speeding down would only end in disaster. From public blow-ups to flashing guns, he collected controversies like trophies. So when the 2024 arrest exploded online, it felt like déjà vu. Every mistake from the past circled back, stacking against him like evidence in a case. That near crash with the cop car was not just bad luck, it was the moment all the old warrants, reckless behavior, and ignored lessons finally came crashing down. What made it sting even more was the timing. Just weeks before, King had become a father. He was posting pictures of his newborn, writing captions about stepping up as a man, even dropping a song titled Dear Son. For a moment, people believed he was ready to grow, that maybe he understood life was not about flexing money, chasing clout, or playing a role he could not live up to. But instead of embracing fatherhood, King found himself staring at a courtroom that threatened to take him away from his child for 5 years. That is what made this fall hit so much harder. It was no longer only about King being reckless. Now he had someone who depended on him, and that spotlight burned even brighter. The internet did what it always does. Once the arrest footage spread, reactions poured in. Some laughed and called it his street cred moment. One comment read, "That man finally got his street cred. He been telling y'all he outside." That right there showed how twisted the culture can be, treating a possible prison sentence as an achievement instead of a tragedy. Others claimed King was enjoying the attention, pointing out how calm he looked in the video, as if it was just another viral clip for the blogs. And honestly, he did seem too relaxed for someone being cuffed, like he had already accepted that millions would be watching and judging, but not everyone dragged him. Some people showed compassion. One fan wrote, "He gonna be fine. He's been doing better since his son was born, so I'm wishing him blessings." Another mentioned that at least he did not fight the cops or lose control, and stayed respectful, something rare in viral arrest videos. That is the split side of the internet. Half the world waiting to clown you, the other half hoping for redemption. And with King, that divide has followed him for years. To some, King looks like just another entitled celebrity kid trying too hard to play tough. To others, he is simply a young man stumbling under the weight of a famous last name, and that last name, Harris, puts his father right in the middle of the debate. T.I.'s role has fans split down the middle. On one side, critics drag him, saying he failed as a father. The narrative is harsh. With all his wealth, wisdom, and hard-earned lessons, his son still spiraled. For someone who built his image as the OG dad and mentor, watching King unravel publicly feels like a blow to his brand. The internet loves calling out contradictions, and now the line is, see? All that talking and he still couldn't save his own kid. But not everyone sees it that way. Plenty of people argue that T.I. did not just sit back. He warned King, he sat him down, he lectured him on camera, and he used his own past as proof of where the road leads. You cannot say he did not try. The truth is, being a parent is not about controlling every move your child makes. That is what makes this so painful, watching your son repeat the same mistakes you once made after you already showed him the way out. King's behavior had already tested T.I. in front of the world. That Waffle House fight in 2022 embarrassed the whole family, with clips spreading online of King yelling at staff like he had something to prove. The internet clowned him as spoiled and entitled, and when T.I. went live afterward, you could hear the frustration in his voice. He admitted he could not even understand why King would stop and argue with a cook. Then came the incident with Boozie's son, where both fathers had to check their kids for flashing guns on a music video set. Imagine being a rap legend who survived prison time, federal cases, and street wars, only to see your own son treating the same dangers like they are some kind of game. That cuts deep, not just as a father, but as a man who hoped his pain could protect the next generation. Still, no matter how frustrated T.I. gets, one thing has never changed, his love for King. Even while the internet tears him apart as a failed father, T.I. makes it clear he will always stand by his son. If this 5-year sentence becomes reality, you can bet he will be sitting in that courtroom, not furious but broken. Because disappointment eventually fades, but seeing your child in shackles is a wound no parent is prepared for. That is why this moment is bigger than just another viral headline. It is a real test for both father and son. For King, it is about finally realizing that time really is the teacher his father warned about. For T.I., it is the harsh truth that no matter how much guidance you give, your children must choose their own road even if that road leads straight into a cell. And here is the wildest twist. King's downfall is reshaping how people view the next generation of rap royalty. Instead of carrying their parents' legacies with pride, many of them look more invested in chasing drama than building empires. King's story is still being written, but one lesson is already clear. Being the son of a hip-hop legend does not make you untouchable. It makes your mistakes louder, your scandals bigger, and your slip-ups broadcast for the whole world to see. At this point, King Harris is not just another kid in trouble, he is a headline. Every move gets dissected, judged, and turned into a debate. His rise has been less about music and more about chaos. And that is why this story feels so inevitable. From the Waffle House blow-up to the gun flashing, the baby mama drama, and now the looming possibility of 5 years behind bars, it almost feels like the world has been waiting for the day King would end up in cuffs, just to say, "We told you so." If we are being honest, King's story is bigger than just another celebrity kid acting out. It is about the clash between fame, family legacy, and the pressure to prove yourself. He grew up with money, cameras, and opportunities most kids could only dream of. But instead of embracing that privilege, King wanted to prove he was outside. He wanted respect from the streets, not just recognition as T.I.'s son. That is why the internet mocking him for finally earning his street cred cut so deep, it showed he was chasing validation in all the wrong places, even if it meant risking everything. Now, with a newborn in the picture, those choices hit harder. They do not just affect him anymore. They affect his son, his family, and his father's legacy. Fans are split down the middle. Some say King is just young, making mistakes like anybody else, and with time he will mature. Others argue he is too far gone, hooked on attention, and that the courtroom is the only thing that can slow him down. The truth probably lies somewhere in between. King clearly has ambition, he records music, promotes himself, and wants to be seen. But the question is, does he want to be seen as an artist, as a father, or as just another internet meme? Right now, his image leans toward the last one, and that is a dangerous look when judges are the ones deciding your future. The irony is that T.I. has lived this life himself. He fought federal cases, survived the streets, and rebuilt his image as a family man who turned it around. He knows how fast things can go left. That is why, back in 2022, he warned King, time is going to be his teacher. It was not just words, it was experience. And now, it seems like time is finally delivering that lesson. What makes it worse is the public perception. When you are famous, parenting is not private, it is a performance. Every time King stumbles, the world points at T.I. as if it is his fault. They ignore the lectures, the sit-down talks, and the public check-ins. The narrative becomes that he failed as a father. And that is brutal. It is one thing to watch your child struggle. It is another to have the whole world blame you for it. That is why this moment is so heartbreaking. The bond between T.I. and King has always been complicated but close. On their podcast, you can see it, they laugh, they argue, they keep it real. That is not an absent father. That is a dad doing his best. So if King really gets sentenced to 5 years, it is not just his life changing, it is his whole family's. For T.I., it will feel like history repeating, watching his own blood face the same system he fought to escape. For King's newborn, it could mean growing up without a father during the most important years. That ripple effect is what people forget when they turn stories like this into memes. This is not entertainment. This is a real family carrying the weight of real consequences. Still, the internet cannot help itself. Some fans clown King, saying he wasted chances others would kill for. Others defend him, saying he is young, still finding his way, and that fatherhood might actually save him. That divide sums up his entire journey, half the world rooting for his downfall, the other half praying for his redemption, and maybe that is the real story here. King Harris is not just living his life, he is performing it under the spotlight, with millions watching, waiting to see if he crashes out or rises up. At this point, the outcome is still uncertain. The judge could decide to make an example out of him and hand down the full 5 years. Or maybe the fact that he is a new father will give him one last shot at change. Either way, the clock is ticking, and that courtroom moment will define him for years to come. This is not just another viral clip anymore. It is a crossroads. Whether King Harris becomes a cautionary tale or a comeback story depends entirely on the choices he makes next. So what do you think? Is King really on the edge of crashing out? Or will fatherhood finally pull him back on track? One thing is certain, the world is watching every single move. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to let us know your thoughts.